Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hello Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone. Let's dive right in today. Today we'll be talking about Shiba Inu. Can you give us a little synopsis of the project, Boris?
Sure. So Shiba was one of the first projects in crypto that was really 100% decentralized and really driven by its community. They've done a few stunts, which are pretty smart marketing schemes. One of them was to give a ton, almost half of the coins to Vitalik Buterin, which is the one of the co-founders of Ethereum. Now, Vitalik didn't do really much with it. He's basically giving it away to different foundations and, you know, using it almost as a charity token to give to people. But the thing is, Shiba is supposed to be the Doge killer, which is another meme coin. Basically, the one thing that's interesting about Shib is that they did it in a kind of a new way, and like I said, really, there's no manager, no nothing.
Awesome. Thank you for that information.
It's all the community.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that, Boris. What about the history and performance of Shiba? Can you kind of dive into that, Boris?
Yeah, so they were created in August 2020. Now, there is very little that we know about who's really behind the project. There is not like a person, like a Charles Hoskinson for, let's say, Cardano. Here, most people suspect it's people that are part of the Ethereum team that created Shiba Inu. So they do have a pretty strong community. The Shib Army is very active, a little bit like the XRP army. It's an ERC20 token, so it runs, of course, on Ethereum. Now, what they hope to achieve is to be able to create a decentralized finance platform with lots of products available utilizing smart contracts, and that's what Shib could become. That's why they also took pretty much the same dog symbol than Doge, since they were trying to be the Doge killer. Since then, there's been a lot of other projects that have imitated both Doge and Shiba Inu, but they don't have the same kind of community. Also, they're trying to get a lot in the NFT. Of course, they played around with those dogs, you know, to do a lot of NFT creations and things like that. They have a DEX called Shiba Swap, and that DEX, decentralized exchange, allows you not only to do some exchange, but also allows you to stake your SHIB. Now, they don't pay you in SHIB, they pay you in bones, you know, of course, get the joke. So, and also they have another asset on Shiba Swap called Leash, more about the dogs, but that one only has 100,000 tokens, so it's very limited. And of course, they're launching NFT projects on Shiba Swag, so really they're trying to do what a lot of other coins are doing, you know, playing around with the NFT, the DEX, some staking, etc. Now, the big difference between a Doge and a Shiba Inu is that Shiba Inu is completely run by the community, and they went and created Shiba out of thin air. Now, Doge was created as a joke, so by some programmers from Adobe, so it's a different story. But Shiba, they started with no funding, no centralized team, no direct leadership, and it's, like I said, all driven by its community. So that's what makes them actually pretty strong, because they've built on that community and the community is growing. So that's an interesting concept. Now, the one thing that's a bit of a downside is there is 1 quadrillion SHIB. So that's a lot of coins. So when you see some people sometimes saying, hey, Shiba Inu is going to go up to $1, but that would pretty much mean that it would be worth a quadrillion dollar. That's insane. It will never, ever go to $1, even in your wildest dream. It's like saying XRP is going to go to $10,000. That's totally insane as well. But it could go up because they do have a burn mechanism. So they do burn a bunch of SHIB every day, mainly based on the transactions that are being done. And that reduces the number of SHIBs out there. Now, of course, the community one day, if they really want to reach $1, the only way that could ever happen would be that they burn a ton of it. Maybe trillions of coins get burned, almost a quadrillion gets burned. So they get rid of all the supply. That would be the only way that could ever be achieved, which is never impossible, because maybe down the line, a few years from now, maybe the community will decide to actually reduce tremendously the number of coins. But with the current burning mechanism, yes, it reduces the numbers, but it's only a few millions, per day, which doesn't put a huge dent in the whole thing. On the tokenomics, obviously you have a lot of exchanges that offer Shiba Inu. It's very easy to buy. All the major centralized exchanges offer it. DEXs as well. Price-wise, it was at its top on October 28th, 2021. And at that time, there were 4 zeros and then an 8, 6. So it's really fractions of a penny. But the lowest price was in November, about a year before, in 2020, and you had a lot more leading zeros at that time. So it has gone up. For those that actually invested very early on into SHIB, they made some pretty nice multipliers. The current market cap is about $6.2 billion. They have a total supply of a quadrillion, but a circulating supply of about slightly above half of a quadrillion.
Thank you for that information, Boris. What about, what's new with Shiba and what is in their future roadmap for themselves?
SHIB, it's one of those projects that I'm really split, on how well they will perform in the coming bull run or even for the rest of this year. Because on one hand, they have a strong community, which is really great. They do try to improve their product. Doge doesn't seem to be doing much. Elon Musk said that he would eventually do some stuff with them or whatever to try to improve. But on Doge, we don't see much of anything really happening. On Shiba, they are building a lot of stuff. So they are doing something at least. There is some development going. But I'm still borderline because I see so many other great projects coming out. And we have to all remember that at the end of the day, there will be probably 99% of all the projects will fail. So if you have 10,000 cryptos out there, probably 9,900 of them will fail and go to zero. So only probably a few hundred, maybe 200-300 at the most, crypto projects will survive. Because at some point, we don't need 27 L1s or 56 L2s or, hundreds of meme coins. None of this is needed. You do need a few because they all bring advantages, a little bit like cars. You have maybe 20, 30 brands of cars in the world, but you don't have 10,000 brands of cars in the world because the market wouldn't be able to sustain that. So personally, I don't really want to invest that much. I bought just a few just for fun, but I'm not really invested in Shiba. And we'll see exactly how well they play in this coming bull market. And what's funny is like I'm not the only one to feel this way, because right now a lot of bulls and bears are not exactly sure where it's going. No one is very bearish or bullish on SHIB right now, whereas all the cryptos are going up and SHIB is not really moving that much. Now, another thing that's important to note is that their burn rate has declined quite a bit, by more than 92%, pretty much in the past few days, with just 1.34 million tokens burned, and when they say burned, they're not actually burned, they're just removed from circulation and putting into a special wallet, that will never be touched again. So it's not exactly a burn mechanism, it's more like they remove from circulation. So that number going down, it's never a great sign, but that doesn't mean the project is dead either. It just means that for the time being, people seem to be concentrating on other projects more than SHIB.
What about staking, Boris? Can you stake this coin, and is it worth staking at the end of the day?
Yeah, and because Ethereum is transitioning to proof of stake, so is Shiba Inu, and of course you can already do that staking on the Shiba Swap exchange, like I was saying, and you get paid in bonds, but the they give you 0.3% of all ETH swap transactions fees on the exchange. So it really depends on the volume that's happening on the exchange for you to make really any money. Their pools, they distribute the rewards weekly, and you can claim up to a third of the amount you are being rewarded. The rest, it's vested for 6 months. So that's not necessarily a stupid thing to do. It avoids people dumping all their rewards as they get them, onto the market, which puts selling pressure on the coin.
Awesome. Thank you, Boris. Now, the question that everyone wants to know, where do you see Shiba in the future, and can you give us a little bit of a price prediction?
Currently, we're sitting at 0.40 and 1 0. So really a fraction, very small fraction of a penny. Basically, the price could double by 2024. It will go again, potentially double by 2026. Now, by 2028, we would remove a zero. There would be only like 0.3 zeros and then a 1, so basically 1/100th of a penny. And eventually by 2030, it could double again and get to 1/50th of a penny. So you see, but what that means is, because there are so many zeros, sometimes it's confusing, so of course people feel rich because they can buy millions and millions of SHIB, and it really doesn't cost much. But really what that translates to is that it could roughly about 18x from here. But I would put a word of caution on this, because it is a meme coin, and a lot of other great projects are out there. So it's 18x is a very nice reward, but it's a lot more risky than if you put your money in Ethereum or Cardano or any other of the big L1s or the big projects out there. So now the last thing interesting to mention is that they are number 15 in the ranking of all coins. So they already rank very high. It actually ranked higher than some other projects like Cosmos or AVAX. So that's the one thing. It's one of those play that's kind of risky, that personally I played with just a few $100 just for the fun of it, but I would never put any big money. But anybody feel free to do whatever you like. People like different coins. So but that's it for Shiba for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Colton. We look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.